Dr. Molale, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Prime News on 3.
Good evening, Simpiwe, and good evening to your viewers. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, sir. I suppose the most glaring provision is the fact that this law will bar municipal workers and senior managers from holding political office. Could this signal the beginning of an end of corrupt practices, especially in the public sector?
Well, we need to err with caution. In South Africa, we've been, proven to have an impeccable record of having great policies that we develop, and the intentions of such policies are always aimed at, turning around the prevailing status quo. Although one can be hopeful that indeed this should signal the beginning of the end to turn things around, the alarming report that was tabled by the Auditor General, for instance, the concerns that were raised there. Maybe this bill could be one of the tools that can be used to help get rid of such endemic systemic problems and challenges, maladministration, malfeasance, etc. On the other hand, this lack of political will to ensure good practice, to ensure ethical and accountable leadership in local government, has got to be addressed as well. I would like to believe at political circles, because the whole issue of differentiating administration from political influence has always been an issue that we've been grappling with. Although we cannot see this bill as a panacea, but one can say then, let us wait and see what it will seek to achieve. But one should at least be hopeful, while at the same time erring on the side of caution.
Now, Dr. Molale, remember that in his in his 2022 State of the Nation address, President Cyril Ramaphosa said that they will start implementing and finalizing a framework that will see the professionalization of the public sector. But he did not mention whether this will be the end of cadre deployment. And it's often been said that that in broad brush strokes, loyalty to the ANC guarantees what? Positions, tenders, and it's led to widespread corruption, as witnessed at the State Capture Commission. So what do then mean for cadre deployment?
Well, your comrades would, I've seen some reports that they have even, went as far as defending this cadre deployment policy. But it goes without saying, when you look at the, uncomfortable relationship between your local government administration and, your politicians, there are always cases that your administrators will talk about this, pressure that they end up experiencing that comes from your political offices, which then causes problems such as tenders being awarded without following due processes because specific individuals are being favored. And if you don't toll this, you don't patronize or don't support these decisions that are coming from these political offices or officials, then you end up having a very difficult time serving in a council, and you get investigations being held at you, you get being heralded before disciplinary committees, and it's very difficult to perform your functions, and there are instances where you find your administrators talking about how difficult it is to end up doing the correct and ethical thing. Hence I say over and above this bill trying to address this problem, let us then also talk about how to read political influence, on the side of municipal administration, so that, they are far removed, So if you have your municipal managers and officials who are reporting to the MMs not having political offices, it is one step. But then how do we ensure that, your political officials, those who preside in these committees, that the municipality would be having, at the behest of your municipal mayor, for instance? How do you ensure that whatever political clout they have, does not end up negatively affecting those, administrators who are supposed to ensure that they follow due processes and, they ensure they execute the letter of the law and they are accountable not to a certain political individual, but they are accountable to your societies. So cadre deployment, it ends up being, one of those, questionable policies that, these political individuals end up, having this political influence in your municipal managers, in your municipal administrators, and they tend to make their work seriously. So I'm not supporting this policy, and I've got to say that they've got to, be careful and review this policy and set it aside.
All right, Dr. Molale, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for offering your analysis with us.